All formulas are formulas. You see, there are some like quadratic equation and formula, but breast milk is the almighty formula. Okay, fine. I feel like I'm drinking.
Anyway, what is up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Itunu Pepper.
And I'm Ini.
Yeah. Come Pepe. Itunu Pepe. Yeah. Come Pepe.
And I don't know what's happening with this River Niger River.
Wait. Why are we whispering? Because our babies are sleeping and we're afraid. They wake up like this, bye on video. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, you want to do video?
Okay.
Okay. You want to do video? Okay.
I teach video, yeah?
Okay, you want me to teach you French?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no, I'll teach you French, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? I'll teach you French, yeah?
This is our question every day.
Oh god.
Okay, for
Guys,
real.
welcome back to the channel. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Nice to be able to sit down and have a little chat. It's been a while since our little precious little ones came in. So today we're going to be doing a Q&A. I asked on Instagram on my stories for you guys to send in questions. If you're not following on Instagram, I think we need to fix that so that we can like interact, so we can gist, so we can chat and get to know each other better. So go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you're not already. But yeah, without further ado, I think we should jump right into the Q&A.
Oh yeah, we need to.
Let's do that.
So they don't wake up. Oh yeah, it's okay. We loved it.
Okay.
I'm legit scared, man. Alright, let's do this.
Okay. Okay, the first question says, I just wanted to check up. How are you doing? How are your boobs and how are you healing? And are you... Oh, this is a lot of questions. Okay. The first one, let me just start with the first one. It says, how are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm coping. Adjusting. As you can imagine, it's going well.
Yeah, some days
going
it's
pretty
easier,
well.
some days it's tougher.
Yeah, some days are tougher than some others. But then for the most part, holistically, on an average, I think I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. And how are your boobs? My boobs are good now. Initially, they were really going through it. Like the first couple of weeks of breastfeeding are really tough because obviously your nipple is not used to the amount of suction that you're getting from the babies. So it was pretty brutal. Like I remember when I'm breastfeeding, like my toes, I will curl up my toes in pain, but then you just have to keep doing it because it's what your baby needs. But I think right now I'm getting used to it. I still feel some pain, but it's not as sharp or as unmanageable as it was before. I mean, it's always been manageable, but it's better now. Yeah. And how are you healing? I had my postnatal appointment a couple of days ago, and I would say I'm like 85% healed. I'm feeling better generally, like physically speaking. Psychologically, I'm good, but like physically speaking, like with pains and aches and body wise, I feel like I'm 85% there. And are you pumping? Yes, I'm pumping. I'm breastfeeding, I'm bottle feeding, and well, I'm breastfeeding, we're formula feeding, and I'm also pumping. Long story. I think another video for this whole breastfeeding, baby feeding story entirely. It's a lot. It's one very big topic that I feel like is very overlooked. But I feel like if you guys are interested, we can talk about that in greater detail in another video.
So you have one very funny question here. Is Ibukwe your brother?
What a wonderful question. Yes, he's my brother. I guess that's the simple answer to the question.
Yeah.
Yes, IBK is my brother.
Okay. This is not exactly a question. This person says, you need to stop stressing my babies. Let my twins breathe. So it's not a question. It's a command.
Me? I'm the one stressing your baby.
I think you have it twisted, man.
It's the other way around. Babies are stressing me, stressing us.
You are I.
But we don't see us complaining.
Okay. Okay, so this person, I think it's close to what you talked about breastfeeding. How do you feed the twins at once? Or is at once the person
At
wanted to
once.
answer?
Okay, this has been a bit of a tricky situation. So at first, they were both able to latch. In the early, like maybe 1 week of them being here, they're both able to latch. But at some point, I had to stop breastfeeding one of our babies. So initially, I would do the tandem feeding, which is one baby here, one baby here. Not all the time, but when I'm able to, because most times I wasn't able to do it without assistance. I think a couple of times I did it without, and I was so proud of myself. I have like some photos where I'm like, oh my gosh, take a picture, and I'm doing it. You know, it's like every twin mom imagines like, oh my gosh, this is the day I'm gonna be like breastfeeding my babies together, and just be like, yeah, I'm doing it. But for the most part, I don't do the tandem feeding. I just feed regularly. Like one of our babies feeds more on the breast than the other one. So
yeah, you have to pump.
I have to pump for the second baby because it's
breast
story.
milk. Actually, we're learning that breast milk is life. Breast milk is the
Indeed.
best food for your baby. All these formulas are just formulas. They're just formulas, right? But they don't have the perfect equation. Yeah.
What the hell?
Actually, let me scratch that. Breast milk is the almighty formula. End of discussion. All formulas are formulas. You see, there are some like quadratic equation and formula, but breast milk is the almighty formula. Your baby's gonna grow fresh. Oh, but the most serious.
But wait, babe, quadratic equation is almighty formula.
No, it's not.
How do you feel? It is.
Well, different formulas. There's formula for trigonometry, everything.
Your baby will wake up now.
Oh, when they laugh, you know they wake up. I'm just maybe they threaten. Okay, this question is very short and sweet. How are you?
Oh, I feel like I really love questions like this because a lot of people ask about the babies. Oh, the babies, the babies, the babies, the babies. And they forget about you, the human being.
You sound like you're angry.
I'm not angry, but it's just like, I feel a bit overlooked sometimes. But thank you for asking. I'm doing really well. Generally speaking, like I said before, I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking.
As a side note, I feel like in terms of being overlooked, I think the father is the last because people just generally feel like father no push,
no carry baby.
So, but fathers also like are involved. Like you lose sleep, you have to like, especially when it's twins, like you're gonna have to put like be in there, you know, doing stuff.
Yeah, I think also because you're very hands-on. A lot of fathers, no offense, so like historically, a lot of fathers are not very involved, which is why people are not really used to seeing dads that are like really hands-on. Like Ini is really, really hands-on. So I would get why you would appreciate someone saying, how are you? Imagine you don't change diapers, you don't feed baby, you don't do anything. Now we asking, how are you? That what happened?
You've been fine.
You know, you've been fine, you are fine, you stay fine. Yeah.
Okay, to the next question. 30 weeks pregnant with twins. What's it like being parents to twins?
I think it's really nice. It's stressful.
Absolutely.
But it's really nice. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just really nice. It just seems so bland. But it's really nice.
Yeah. I think it's special because, like, it's baby season. Actually like, in this side of the world, it's baby season. Yeah. You know, so you see everybody pushing babies left and right to the ball. For you, you're pushing a twin buggy, you're pushing two babies. You always get this extra, like, stay and all, like, twins. And then there's a boy and a girl. So there's this thing they call King's Wish or something. Yeah. When you give birth to a boy and a girl, because it's common to give birth to like boy or girl, but boy and a girl is like the King's Wish. That's what they say. Yeah. So I think it's special to give birth to twins, and it's special to give birth to the baby, anyways. But it's extra special, I think, for us. And also now that they're able to like recognize us facially and kind of like play when you play with them, I think it's giving me that more like reward. Do you get what I mean for all the hard work I'm doing? Like
even the smile alone. It's enough to feel like, okay, what I'm doing is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. How many months were your twins born? 8 months or 9 months?
I know this in weeks. My twins were born at 37 weeks one day.
That's about 36 weeks. If you're going by 4 weeks a month, 36 weeks is already 9 weeks. 9 months. 9 months rather than a day.
Yeah. So I guess I carried them for 9 months. So technically you were pregnant for 10 months. So in that case, then that means I was pregnant for 8.
Yeah, no, you're pregnant for 9. Because 10 months is 40 weeks. 4 times 10, 40 weeks. Well, you did 37 weeks. Okay. So you're 9 weeks.
Aki.
Yeah.
Aki.
You did well. No, but you did well.
Thank you.
Yeah. What is the hardest and easiest thing about raising twins?
I think the hardest thing about raising twins is trying not to be partial. Whew. That is the hardest thing.
That will be my answer too.
Because these are your babies that you gave birth to the same day.
Mm-hmm.
They will expect the same treatment. You want to give them the same treatment. But sometimes it just seems like you might be skewed. And you always need, like, it's so easy to tip the balance.
Mm-hmm.
So you just always need to be conscious of this balance that must not tip. I think that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because when you start getting conscious of how you treat the other, how you treat them, and they start making that comparison, and they start coming to, oh, mommy, why did you... Like, I feel like I want to get used to it now, and knowing how to keep this balance, like maintain this balance before they're able to be like, hey, mom, you're doing this for this person or not. Like, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the hardest.
Yeah. Keeping it real, I think I would say that as a side note to that, they being the hardest, something else that stems from them is also comparison.
Yeah.
I think for me also, comparison is something that is a bit hard to do because you're twins, they're born on the same day, you expect them to get the same treatment, like she said, but you also expect them to kind of like grow similarly, but twins don't always grow similarly, especially when they're not identical.
Two different, even if they're identical, they might have very different temperaments, very different personalities. I feel like that's the hardest part, just keeping that balance.
Yeah, it's like
what?
When like it comes to feeding, like when they have different metabolism, right? So one may maybe like go through food faster.
Yeah.
Like food gets digested faster, and so
He's
maybe
hungry.
he or she's
They're hungry.
They're hungry quickly, and then the other just like eats and just sleeps. So it's like you have this thing where you're like, why is one hungry?
You can't be hungry now.
You can't be hungry now because this person that just ate after you is not hungry.
But it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
They're two different babies.
Yeah.
And require two different types of treatments that are tailored to how they are.
Absolutely.
That's the hardest. And I feel like the easiest part is the blessing that comes with them from people. I feel like people are so eager to help, so eager to, like contribute, so eager to be there to support. I think like that's the easiest part. But if it was one baby, people are able to help you, but I feel like there's just that extra
awareness of the work that it takes. And
people are just like, oh, can I do this for you? Or they get you stuff for your twins, and you're just like, oh, like people like we don't even know just send us stuff and be like, oh, can you, like, this is for the twins, and we're like, oh god, and not be small, like you don't expect much from these people. In fact, you don't expect anything from them, and then the gifts that they give, you're like, whoa, okay, this was really nice, really thoughtful. And I just feel like that's just the blessing of twins.
For me, I've been trying to think while you were talking about what like is easiest for me. I don't know yet. I don't mean in a sarcastic way actually.
I know you really don't. It's relative. They don't mean what is the easy thing about it. What is the relatively easiest? Because all of this is kind of difficult, if we're being honest.
Yeah. I don't know sincerely. I just think about it, but it's not in the situation as, oh, this is the easiest. Like everything has its own.
I think the easiest is when they're sleeping.
Oh yeah, you can see that. Yeah. When you're sleeping is the easiest. It's the easiest. Okay, this is also a question. Says not a question though, but big congrats to you on the birth of your babies. God's blessings on you all.
Amen. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Next question is, do you feel like motherhood so far was what you expected?
I think I always expect the worst from something that I know will be hard. So when I'm going through the hard thing, it's hard, no doubt, but it's not as bad as I expected. That's just how, even my labor and my delivery, I expected the worst, because I'd asked my sister before, like, what does it feel like being in labor and with the contractions and everything? And she said to me, it feels like death. And I just had that in mind, that I'm going to feel pain, like I'm going to die, literally. But then when it came, I was like, okay, this is hella painful, but I'm not yet close to death. Do you know what I mean? So like my expectations of hard things are always like the hardest of the hardest. So when I'm going through it, I'm like, okay, it's hard, no doubt, but I'm okay. Yeah. Okay, so this question we have is, how do you feel mentally and emotionally? Emotionally, I feel good. I don't know. I feel like sometimes when I answer this question, I feel bad that I feel good in a way, because I know that it's really hard for a lot of people. like postpartum, and I can see why. But it's not hard for me because I have a village. Do you get what I mean? So when people ask, how do you feel mental and emotional? And I say, I feel good. I feel bad that I feel good. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I feel I'm not weighed down by the hard work that I'm going through because I'm not doing it alone. I don't know. If I was doing the exact same thing that I'm doing right now and I didn't have anybody to help me, no more work, no less work, just the exact same thing, I didn't have people around me, I feel like I would feel really depressed.
Yeah.
But just the fact that I have people, even if you're doing nothing, the fact that I have people that I can talk to, that I can just hang out with, that I can just chat to, like, it really helps me psychologically.
Yeah, and I've said it to you several times, like, if we didn't have this support, like, it would be super tough.
Yeah.
Like, I would have burnt out. You will have burnt out, you know, because
absolutely,
babies don't give a damn about how you feel. Like, you can be tired, but they just woke up. You have to muster the strength.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. This is also another question. It just says, "Well done, Mama. The Lord is your strength and muscle." From a fellow Ibeji.
Oh, we got a D. We have plenty Iabejis. Okay. Thank you.
Another question, I think this from YouTube. What did you do to have them naturally? I'm 27 weeks pregnant with twins and I don't want CS. What can I do, sis? Congratulations to you.
Well, thank you. Realistically, I didn't do anything physically. I didn't. I just prayed for the best because I got advice from family members to just opt for a C-section. The doctors were also saying, oh, try the natural delivery because that's like the status quo. It's like what you do until you need help or need intervention. But for me, I didn't want to choose anything till the day of my delivery. I wasn't sure how they were going to come out. I just always prayed that God, let your best will for me be my case, you know, be the situation for me, because what is best for me or what was best for me might not necessarily be what's best for you. So just pray for the best from God, because someone who's prayed the same exact prayer, the best for you might have been the C-section. So there's no, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but I guess that makes sense. Like, there's no best, is what is best for your situation. There's no best option between a C-section and a vaginal delivery. So I didn't do anything.
And you actually expressed desire to give birth naturally.
Yeah, I wanted to.
You wanted to.
But when I would pray, I'd be like, God, this is what I want, but I want your best for me to come to pass.
Yeah. And then also, I feel like also the location or the country where you are also matters, because in Netherlands, they want natural birth. Women give birth naturally. In fact, most times at home, we know someone that gives birth at home with the water bath, you know, like, so that's their status quo, right? So before they recommend CS, it must be either you're high risk or there's some complications along the way. So I think the fact that or the position of the babies, that's true. So I think the fact that from the jump there was already that kind of like understand that this is how they want to go about it. They want to try with always with the understanding that it's possible that there are complications from the natural birth. You can always go to have CS. So
all options on the table.
And I think you surprised yourself, or I don't think you surprised yourself because you actually wanted natural birth, but I think that
I didn't realize the gravity of what I was doing.
Yeah. I mean, when you asked for the epidural, it was much later than I thought you would, and thankfully, thank God you asked, and then also like it was a supernatural birth.
I'm still gonna have a video, recording a video, like just kind of going more into depth about my labor and delivery. I know we captured quite a bit in the video, but there are some parts that obviously like it's difficult to record when things are happening, you know. So we're gonna definitely record that today. I don't know which one you're going to see first, whether this Q&A or that one, but if this one comes out first, just look out for more of a deep dive into like a story time about my labor and delivery. Okay, so I believe that wraps it up. This has been fun, right? Yeah. So if you have any more questions, or I want to do like a Q&A once every month, I think that would be a nice little, you know, time where we can just have a little chit chat. You guys tell me what you want to see or what you want to know, and we just have a little sit down and discuss. But yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Tuning in. This is a TV station. Thank you for Thank you guys for clicking on this video, for watching, for chatting with us, for gisting with us. It's always a nice, fun time, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.
Whew, they're still sleeping.